Back to social media. All right, how do you use social media in private practice ethically? That's one of the questions from my inbox. Specifically, I had someone ask me, how does social media work with clients, and doesn't that violate HIPAA? So HIPAA is the law that governs any information, protected health information from our clients that we share with our clients. Remember, our clients own their information. We are tasked with protecting that. So with social media, there is an outgo, right? There's a message, but then there's an opportunity for folks to comment. So if your outgoing message protects confidentiality, you're good. If your clients want to say something on your wall or in your Instagram or in your comment, hey, I'm a client and I think, Susan Jones is great and I recommend everybody to go see her, they're basically revealing their own protected information, which they're allowed to do, right? You can't confirm that, right? You can't say thanks for that, right? So you're still going to be just, hey, very, very, just kind of look at it, right? That is up to your client to out themselves as your client. Now, if clients out each other, that can be a problem. And that can, if you're a family therapist, or you might have a case where there's a contentious divorce or something like that. So that brings me to my next point. If you're going to use any type of social media, please stay involved. You must moderate. Just today, we added another moderator to Texas Supervisor Training, and I hope she'll agree to moderate Badass Businesses as well. With as many people, we have 1,100 people in this group. In the supervisor group, I think we're up to 700 now. With that many people, you must have moderators. So even if you're just doing a generic Facebook page or an Instagram account, or you've got a YouTube channel, you must check it. You must check it often. You must prepare yourself to delete folks who are putting things out there that violate another client's right to protect their protected health information. So the other piece is the explanation, right? So in every social media platform, there's an about section. And it's important that you put in your about section, hey, this is what this is what it's not. It's exactly the same that we put in our emails, right? That little blurb we all put in the bottom of our email that says, hey, just because I'm sending you an email doesn't make me your counselor, doesn't imply we have any kind of a relationship, this is not legal advice, etc., etc., etc. What you're going for is a brochure, right? You're going for a brochure. So if you were to pass out flyers on a street corner explaining what your practice is, that's what you want your social media to do. It's going to be so much more dynamic though, right? Because once you print out 1,000 flyers, you're not going to go in and change it every day, right? Because that's expensive. But with your social media presence, you can put out good generic content, focused and laser targeted to your ideal client on a daily basis. And there are folks out there who do this so well. I follow some folks on Instagram. I know my colleague Cheryl Butler, she's a supervisor. She owns a practice in the Woodlands, Texas. She does a fabulous job. She posts pictures of her family and her beautiful kids, and they're all going different places and doing things outdoors. And it's so nice because it's such a great reflection of her practice. Jessica Eisman, she owns her practice, Ajana Therapy in Houston, Texas. She posts just lovely, encouraging thoughts, checklists to see, maybe you're struggling with depression during COVID. She reposts and shares content that's helpful for counselors. I know a week ago she posted something about burning the candle at both ends and being burned out, and how it's so important for counselors to self-care. Jean Dixon, she does this amazing Instagram where she focuses on, she puts the camera up and she shows herself doing her Pilates, because that's her focus. She's a yoga instructor who's also a counselor. So follow these folks, see what they're doing to put content out there for potential clients, right? Because really that's what we're doing here. We're trying to attract potential clients. And so that has to be your ideal client, right? If your ideal client is not a 14-year-old boy, then you don't want to put out things related to 14-year-old boys, right? Like video games. I have no idea. I haven't had a 14-year-old boy in 12 years. So, you have to think about, okay, if your ideal client is a woman who has just gone through a divorce, well, that's the content that you're going to start producing, whether it's your TikTok or your YouTube channel or your Instagram feed or your Facebook page. Okay, so next question. How does sharing help, right? So February is all about share the love. How does sharing help? I'm going to show you. There are two parts to this. First of all, sharing gets content in front of more people, right? It's like a world full of people with toothaches. The more dentist business cards you can get out there, the more people will have pain relief. So sharing content gets the message out, right? That's a good thing. Imagine sharing and pairing that with your hearty recommendation. Last week, I did a short little video about social media and how it can help your counseling practice. And Cheryl Ivory shared it with a lovely comment. She said, this person gives great advice, and she shared it on her social media, and it was wonderful. I really appreciated the word of affirmation, but also that's a review. That's literally a review to her colleagues in her sphere of influence, right? Cheryl's thumbs up means that I'm okay, and maybe one of her friends will seek me out and want one of my services. So it's okay if your clients, potential clients, share your material. If they share the stuff that you're putting out on Instagram, if they share the stuff that you're putting out in your Facebook page. So let me show you. I'm going to take you on a little walk through my back office because my back office, you know, I talk about that a lot. Your back office is a wonderland. So if you see here, I am in the back office for my Kate Walker Training page in Facebook. So I have an Instagram, I have a YouTube channel, I have a Facebook page. And you can see if I go to Insights, that's where I found this, right? So I must not be able to click it because I'm already there. Okay, so there's a lot of data I can gather. I'll be honest with you. I don't go through all of this data. So when I go here to post reach, that's really important, right? As a whole, this is going to give me kind of a generic, it's a 6-day post reach. And I like to see that number go up, and that's a number that I track. I also go down to my individual posts, and this is the fun part. So you can really see, I'm going to go ahead and click see all posts. And this shows me, because my Instagram is synced with my Facebook, the reach that each one of these posts have. And generally it takes about a week to really get the legs under a post, right? I don't check like the day of, because I want it to have some traction over time. I want to see who's going to share it. I, of course, share it across several platforms. So engagement is the key here. That's when people click like or they click share. And so I want to show you, this is a video, and I believe this was my Monday video, and it did well, right? So it had a 120 post reach. I love that little yellow column going this way. But this is the post that Cheryl shared. Look at the, compared to the posts around it. That's amazing to me. Just with one share, it more than doubled my post reach compared to my average posts, right? So sharing is powerful. That's just one person sharing content and adding a comment that was like, hey, this person does a pretty good job. I like her, check her out. Now, there are opportunities in Facebook, Instagram, all the things where you can pay money to boost your post. I'm not going to lie, I've done it. Usually what I do, oh, the pool guy must be here. Andy's on the game. So that's not bad with certain types of posts. I've done it with reviews. Sometimes I'll make a post with a spotlight review and I'll boost it. And that I've gotten some traction from that, but generally I don't boost posts just because I can't really measure a measurable return on that. So if you have comments on that, if you've boosted posts and you've really seen some good traction and most importantly increased sales of your individual couple family sessions, post it here in the thread. I'd love to hear how you're doing that. So in this back office for Facebook, you can see how the comments, my Instagram posts far outweigh just my generic Facebook posts. So if you're not on Instagram, you're missing out. If you're not syncing your Instagram with Facebook, you're missing out, because I can go through and make a measurable difference between just a generic post and a synced Instagram post. Now, I could go into YouTube and show you a similar thing, but Facebook probably does the best job of just showing how these things actually matter and make a difference. So one of the things I'm noticing, and it's super cool, in our Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses, under the thread that I created that February is the Share the Love Month, so many of you are posting your social media sites, your web pages, and sometimes when I click, I can't quite get there, and so I'm messaging you. I'm like, hey, I couldn't quite get there. Can you send it again? Keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. We want everybody, all 1,100 of us in Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses, to like and share each other's page. The graphic goes up Monday. My goal, I want to see you guys like and share 20 posts. I've come up with it. It's like 20, share 10, comment on 5, and give at least, I don't know, I'll put it up there, but I want you to give at least 5 reviews. 5 positive reviews on your colleagues' work. If you've seen your colleagues do work, if you've been to their speeches, even if you've been in class with them, and you're like, you know what, this person does a bang up job, write a review, write a Google review. And I will talk about that next week. How to claim your Google My Business, how to claim so that you can get that magical link and send it out to friends so that they can review you. Remember, I'm going to teach you never solicit reviews from clients. I don't believe that's an ethical way to go, but our workaround is we're going to solicit reviews from colleagues who have legitimately seen us work. Or maybe they go to your website page and they can give you a review like, oh my gosh, this web page is amazing. So there are ways that we can get reviews from our colleagues. I told you guys last week I have 2 websites, one for potential clients, one for folks who want to take Texas Supervisor Training and take the 40-hour training. My Texas Supervisor Training, I've got a ton of reviews. KateWalkerTraining.com has great 5-star reviews, and Google finds it. When they find my 5-star reviews on KateWalkerTraining.com, it still boosts my AchieveBalance.org clinic website. What does that mean? My future clients find my clinic site because of the reviews on my KateWalkerTraining.com site. They show up to their session, they do their 10-minute consultation, and they say, well, you had great reviews. I know I don't have any client reviews, right? I know that, but I do know that they can see my colleagues raving about the service they received or the courses they attend, and they equate that with, well, she's good at that. I guess she must be a good counselor too. And they give me their services. They trust me to deliver their counseling services. All right, so let's wrap up. Today I answered questions about how can we use social media ethically in our private practices. I answered questions today about how does sharing even help. I showed you physically in my own back office what that looks like when your post reach is increased. I talked about how we've got some issues going on with our LPC associates. There are a lot of complaints, not official board complaints, but there are complaints about how supervisors are doing business. So supervisors, I want to grab you and bring you over to Texas Supervisor Training, because all throughout the month of March, we're going to talk about practices that are better than what you're doing now, right? We've got to get rid of fee splitting. We've got to get rid of this whole 1099 versus W-2 thing. We have to get our businesses ship shape, because you guys know the drill. This is your fault. You got into this business because you had a story and you wanted to help people. You're too important to lose now. Your community counts on you. If you're a graduate student watching this, you're going to get into business and you are going to be amazing, and your community is going to rely on you. You're too important to lose to things like not knowing the rules, getting in trouble, going out of business, going broke, getting a complaint, all of that. You're too important to lose. Counselors don't quit. Hashtag counselors do not quit. All right? We stay engaged, we support one another, we join groups like this, and we share the love. So you guys have a great day. Have a great Valentine's Day. I've got my heart shirt on. So I'm going to have a good weekend. I'm headed to Port Aransas and sit. I think we're going to be sitting in rain and freezing weather. But I'm going to the beach. I don't care if it's raining and it's freezing. I'm going to the beach. So you guys have a great week, and I will try to hit the end button. See ya.